Alright guys, so this is an update vid. So a couple years back I made a video when I first installed this filter, and it has a regular paper cellulose filter, maybe 5,000 to 6,000 miles tops, a couple of years it's been in the car, mostly gas run. I've ran probably 6 or 7 tanks at E85 because I have 2 tunes. But anyway, so when I first put this in, I was only about a pound or two difference from what I was reading here to up at the rails. So now here we are after that time, something about 48, 49 maybe. Say 48 to 49, somewhere in there. So that's how much pressure the pump outlet is producing to get enough fuel through the filter and up to the regulator for whatever I have it set it at. Alright. Now we're going to come up here. And there's my in the car gauge, reads 39. Yeah, 39. And then so that gauge in the car comes off this sender on the driver's side rail. So there's the sender. Here's my feed coming from the filter. It's in the front of the driver's side. My crossover's in the back. And then outlet to the regulator is over here. And this gauge reads about dead on 42. So I have my setup is set for 40 psi. So when I set my regulator, I just, in the car it read 39 on one side, this side read 42. So that's essentially how I set it to get, 40, solid 40 base pressure psi. So what does that mean? So that's how quickly a return system can see a restriction. So the numbers basically, so we'll say that's basically 10 psi difference, 9, but on the graph it's easy to look at 10. So say in a year or two time, well, depending on your mileage, your filter is creating an additional 10 psi loss. So your pump is actually putting out 10 pounds of pressure more than you're actually seeing at your rail. So I have a 400 liter per hour pump running. If you look at the graph, so at 40 psi it flows 400 liters per hour, well 405. And at 50 psi, which is technically about what it's putting out at the pump outlet at the hat, it flows 380 liters per hour. So say that's a 20 liter per hour difference, 5%. So you're getting a 5% loss in advertised flow of the pump right off the bat. And that's the reading of the car cold, just sitting here with key on, not running. Doesn't account for a hot pump and stuff like that, or hot day, hot engine. So it could be a little more. So what does that mean? Okay, not a big deal. My pump's only flowing 380 vice 400. Okay, whatever. Well, how much boost are you running? So it's a boost regulated, or reference regulator. So if I'm throwing 20 pounds of boost on the motor, so now the pump's actually putting out 70 psi at the outlet for the line filter loss and to overcome boost in the manifold. So the injectors can spray the correct amount of fuel. So what does that mean? If you look at the graph for the 400 liter per hour pump, at 70 psi it flows about 310 liters per hour, maybe closer to 300. So if you're running a single 400 liter per hour pump and you don't keep your filter clean, you're pretty much neglecting the health of your fuel system. And My pumps are staggered, so at Keon Idle Cruise, I only have one pump running. I have a second pump, but it only comes in under boost when I'm getting on it. So volume-wise of what's flowing through my filter is significantly less than if you're running 2 pumps full on or 3 pumps full on or running 465 pumps or bigger pumps. So it's something to think about. Yeah, so you wonder why your twin 400 liter power pump setup that should do 1,000 horsepower is maxing at 800 at like 25 pounds of boost, because each pump is only putting out like 280 liters per hour. So something to look at. I like having the filter there. It may seem obsessive that I have 3 filters, but I'm a geek when it comes to this kind of stuff, so it's cool to be able to take account. So what I use it for is I'm setting that as my threshold. So when I see a 5% degradation like that, so when that gauge down there starts reading 10 higher than what I'm getting at the rail, that means that it's time to replace my filter for me, or clean it. So like I said, the cellulose filter is in there. So I also have the microglass, which is advertised as 6 micron, and the stainless steel, which is advertised as 10. So the cellulose paper filter and the stainless steel are both 10 micron. This is advertised as 6 micron. But cleanable and reusable. I can clean this in an ultrasonic sink and throw it back in. Not cleanable or reusable. And of course the paper one's not. These run about 30 bucks. These run about 35 bucks and are also disposable. So I'm going to run the same test. So when I take out that cellulose paper filter, I'm going to throw in this microglass one because it's disposable. So I'm going to run that for approximately the same mileage, and most of my driving is street driving. So however long it takes to get 5,000 to 6,000 miles. If it's another year or two, that's what it'll be. And then I'm going to see what kind of pressure loss I get through the filter. And then eventually when this one's done, or at that threshold of 10 psi loss, I'm going to go to the stainless steel and then also monitor it. When it gets to 10 psi, I'll just pull it out of the filter, clean it, pop it back in, keep an eye on it. So yeah, the paper filters are cheap. If you do any kind of driving or have a lot of pumps and they're running, you're looking at filter changes maybe yearly. So yeah, low initial cost, but you're replacing them more often. We'll see how this goes. This one's expensive as shit, but I wanted to test it. Supposedly it has a better capture efficiency, which all of For's filters already exceed manufacturer's specification, but the anti-static microglass has a little better capture efficiency. 6 micron versus 10, so whatever that means for you. But yeah, these things are expensive, and we'll see if at $30+ this thing still needs replaced every year or two. Then I don't plan on running one of those ever, or buying those every couple of years. So for me, it's looking like this is going to be the best bet. It's about middle of the price range, and it's cleanable and reusable. So yeah. So sometime in the future, I'll have another update vid on this whole filter thing. And look at that. That's about to go in the car. Guess the weight. So this bearing center is an oilless billet aluminum center, lightweight in-canal turbine wheel, lightweight compressor wheel. Yeah, put it on my scale earlier. This whole thing with the fittings is 4.8 pounds. So yeah, that's fun. Alright, that's it.